Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best, you gotta show me son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
First in the building, NONAME on deck. Let's go. You already know. Shout out to you, brother. Appreciate you pulling up. What's up, fam? What's up with it? Carlos Rosado in the building. On deck, WCS, we in here. Yes, sir, indeed. Samar Warren in the building. Peace and blessings, beloved. Salute. Certified to stamp the like button and support the grind. Yes, sir. Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. Salute my brother WCS on deck. The OG is on deck. Rebel, what's good? Salute to you, brother. GT on deck. What's good? So this is going to be like a two-part series. The Boxing Voice has from my understanding, it's going to be Bill Haney, Team Haney, Team Stevenson finally meeting up on the Boxing Voice. I guess a lot has been said behind the scenes. So they're going to come in here and I guess give the fans all the drama that they want. It's going to be today at 9:00 p.m. You know what I'm saying? So I will be doing a play-by-play on that. Let's get down to it, brother. As you already know, I had mentioned a situation with Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford. Right? I mentioned that earlier today about Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford being the biggest fight in boxing. And when you know, Terrence Crawford put out a tweet a couple hours after that saying that Canelo versus Crawford is definitely by far the biggest fight in boxing. By far. You know what I'm saying? And look, I'm just caveating off what he said. I'm not tripping, about who's first and all. I'm not doing that. All I know is I mentioned it off the strength of I believe it was the biggest fight in boxing, which I do believe that. Okay. Now, with that being said, it's a lot that has to happen in between time for this fight to happen. But I like the energy. I like how it's having the magnetic effect with Canelo now identifying Crawford as a fight that's building up in the general public. I like it. I like how it's building traction the right way. I like it. This fight could potentially be one of the biggest if it happens in 2024. No year layoff. You know what I'm saying? None of that. Have this fight in 2024 and it's going to do grand numbers and it will be good for boxing. And I'm pretty sure the fight fans from all over is going to tune in to this. Usually, if Canelo goes into a fight of this magnitude, they're going to say, oh, the Mexican boxing fans is just like, they're going to support Canelo because they support their own. Well, Crawford has built up in recent a tremendous amount of new fan base. Fans that have come to his aid and respect. Just say, you know what? You talk that. You said you was the best. A lot of people, even the naysayers, A lot of people discounted you. You know what I'm saying? They say you ain't fought nobody. They didn't think you was ready. They didn't think you was that good of a fighter based off your competition and resume. And you went in there and proved it to them in the T-Mobile Arena, July 29th. You proved it to him. So now his fan base has increased astronomically. Everybody's talking about what's next, what's next, what's next. And what's next is Canelo fight. No ifs, fans, or buts about it. I told you all a couple of months ago how Mel Charlo will pretty much talk himself out of existence because his mindset isn't there. He's always had this different mindset on the make complaints and pretty much, you know, whine and cry about what Crawford had going on, calling him out. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what he was doing. Y'all heard it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to hear it again?
Because you know, he know what I put in the ring, in the boxing game.
Yeah.
I know what he put in the boxing game. We both legends, so it's like we ain't like on the young birds trying to prove something crazy to each other or act like I need to act all foolish and shit. So it's been good. You know, like it's peaceful, but we know what we got. We got in front of us, and we got work to do.
What?
He fighting again. Shit. When the fuck is he fighting again? Like, who the fuck he fought last? Like, I don't even know nothing about the kid. Don't ask me about Crawford, because that motherfucker ain't in my division. Like, we talking about a 147 pounder that was a 140 pounder, and we need to fucking comprehend. I get it. He won the undisputed, right? At 147 and 140. This shit is different when they get down to 147. 147, 154, 160, 68. This shit is different. Crawford ain't did shit in 154. How y'all want him to fight me? I'm telling you, I'm trying to become undisputed right now. How are we talking about somebody that ain't even fought in the division? How do he just jump from there to there? Like, what connection do he got to this world? Where that tall, lanky motherfucker at? Maybe I'll be the shot caller. Make the decisions on who I want to fight next. I'll find doors, go fight somebody else. I don't know. Crawford go fight, y'all fight each other. I'm busy. Motherfucker, I'm busy. When he...
And that right there is the basic energy that I'm going off of, that his mentality ain't set to come in here and face Canelo and get that win because he ain't did shit at 168. When your mindset is for a competitor who's daring to be great, taking a risk, who's really taking a risk that was calling you out before he stepped in the ring with Errol, then guess what? His mindset, Bud mindset will say, I want to challenge you for your titles, your undisputed titles. All right. I know that was before he went in there and fought Brian Castano, but his mindset, knowing that Bud Crawford was calling him out, is not to accept the challenge. He just want to denounce everything about the call out. He just want to ignore it, you know, jettison any part of it. He just don't want nothing to do with it. And then all of a sudden he's in the same position. He's moving up 2 weight classes to go in there and fight Canelo. You haven't did shit at 168. You know what I'm saying? You haven't did shit at 168. So we supposed to all of a sudden accept your change of heart and playing nice to Canelo all because you want to kiss his ass? Your mindset isn't there. You know what I'm saying? Your mindset isn't there, brother. You know what I'm saying? They have this ultimate disdain before he stepped in the ring with Spence, doing while he was in the ring with Spence, and after he finished and the lights the lights were shut off and the curtains closed. Still the same. Still got the same energy. He cannot go consistently without saying anything negative about what Crawford has going on. He's going to continue to tell him, well, you know, he should fight this person, that person. He should fight Tim Tszyu. He's going to knock him out. You can't knock him out with words, brother. You can't knock him out with words. You're not going to be able to do that shit as you did with Jarrett Hurd. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to threaten and say you'll kill him and his girl. You're not going to do that with him. You know you're not. But ultimately, getting down to the science of it, what makes sense in boxing is simply this. It's only one fight that people are going to want to see after Canelo disperse of Jamel Charlo. It's only one fight, y'all. Whether you like it or not, 40-0. It's only one fight. It's only one fight you're going to want to see. You're going to want to see Bud Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, period. It's good for boxing. It's the prime time for it. And it gives us an outlook, right, for 2024 to mark our calendars for a potential fight date. You know what I'm saying? Granted, everything goes right. No injuries. I'm calling it 2-0. Bud Crawford defeats Spence, and freaking Canelo defeats Jamel Charlo. When Jamel Charlo comes back down to 54, which he will, because that's where his bread and butter is at, 54, I'll be surprised he moved to 60. He's just talking shit. He's going to go back down to 54, and Crawford is not going to have too much that he wants to do with him because he don't have the WBO title. Tim Tszyu can come out of the woodworks and say he want to fight Crawford. Okay. But Tim Tszyu, you're pretty much in a position where, you know, Crawford will be giving you an opportunity. See, I'm just basing my opinion. Crawford to me seems like the only opportunity he wants is to continue to have a fight where it makes sense as far as legacy and big lucrative monetary bag. He's not going to get that fight in Tim Tszyu. And I like Tim Tszyu as a fighter. He's not going to get that fight in you, brother. I like Tim Tszyu as a fighter, man. But at this point in time, I'd be surprised if Crawford freaking accommodates you and say, I want to fight Tim Tszyu. See, I told y'all about Jamel Charlo. I say the only thing he's going to do is talk himself out of a fight. He really don't want to fight Bud Crawford. I mean, we can call it ducking. We can call it just being a crybaby, a powder, throwing temper tantrums, or whatever the case may be. It's a time and a place for that. See, Jamel, if you listen to me, all I want to say is, for quite some time, you was going around here barking the loudest, right? You and your brother just going around here just barking, being in situations, looking crazy. And just recently, same thing, out in Vegas, looking crazy, right? So you are at a point in your career where your name has been thrown into the equation because you have a challenger. You consider that challenger to be nobody, just like Derrick James and Errol Spence consider him to be nobody. You don't learn very well. See, if you did learn, you totally understand what you've seen July 29th. You should take it serious. You should still have the same mentality y'all heard prior to July 29th. You shouldn't have that. That should be all rinsed out, washed away, no more residue. Because he went in there and demolished your stablemate. So whatever criticism that you had of Crawford previously, that should have been all wiped away clean, just like Windex. Your reflection when it comes to this boxing mirror should be very, very clear. It don't matter if you face Canelo in a losing effort. You don't have all your belts. You don't have all your belts. If somehow, some way you would have been able to talk to the WBO and get them to hold on your belt and guarantee that Crawford's going to be next after the Canelo fight, cool. But that's not the case. It's nothing contractually that you've worked for to put Crawford's name in there so you and him can fight. Furthermore, at this point in time, you coming off a loss, I don't think you have the bearing to go into negotiations knowing what you know now about Errol Spence and Crawford's negotiation and all the conceding that Errol Spence talked about. You know damn well that's not going to be an area that you want to go in there and try to send those messages like he's going to play that freaking game. I don't think he's going to play the game with you. He's not going to play the game. You already have a loss on your record, and then you're about to get another loss next month. You're going to have 2 losses on your record, but yet you're going to come down here and try to negotiate and make us a tough negotiation. It's not going to work out well for you. because at this point he don't need you for his legacy. So either one thing gonna happen. You're gonna wake up and understand, hey, let me try to make this fight happen just for the sake of me and Crawford stepping in the ring together. It's a good fight. It's a good matchup. It's a good challenge. Yes, I have the possibility of potentially catching my third loss, but you would have went down there against names that's respectable, not just anybody's. You know what I'm saying? Not Ragu-esque type fighters. You have went in there and fought against the top names, and you just didn't get it done. Especially when it comes to Canelo Alvarez. You're going to still have some appraising value, right? You're going to drop a little bit on your super welterweight FICO score. Even though you moved up to 68 and lost, you come back down here, you're going to lose a little bit of FICO. You know why? Because your WBO title is going to be in the hands of Tim Tszyu. That's all I'm saying. You never was able to defend your titles. I can see if you was moving up and you vacated, but you didn't vacate it. You didn't vacate yet. So that's my only, that's the way I look at it, man. As a situation is going on here, and I'm not all about the mental sparring when it comes to Jermell Charlo. It's not even needed. But when you talk about colossal showdown between two big names, multi-time world champions, Canelo only has one more division than Crawford, and they both was undisputed, and Crawford have the bragging rights of two-time undisputed. That's the biggest fight in boxing, point blank, period. Whether you want to say it or not, it's the biggest fight in boxing, period. Don't let it consume you, though. You know what I'm saying? Don't let this buzz around you like a swarm of locusts, goddammit. You don't have to allow it. Just let it fly by. I'm telling you, this is one of the biggest fights that you have an opportunity of bear witnessing to. This fight is insanity at its best. Who would have thought that one fight and its performances from a guy who people doubted, right, at one point in time, of not fighting somebody, go in there and make it look so easy in the welterweight division, and then he finally, he gets a fight that wasn't on his radar. He ended up getting a fight that wasn't on his radar with one of the biggest names and champion and legends of this era. A fight that wasn't planned. You know how they say some of the best things in life is situations that you don't plan. You know what I'm saying? Some of them, and this is seriously, like Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford was planned. We just didn't know when the plan was going to come to fruition or materialize. We just didn't know, but it happened. Now moving forward, that Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford fight is very tantalizing. At the end of the day, it's very tantalizing. Seriously, it is a very good fight. It is a very good fight that once again would get the boxing community buzzing. You know what I'm saying? It get people talking. It get people become active. And who they gonna hate again? Who they gonna hate? You know what I'm saying? What he already been through it. You gonna hate on Crawford again? Are you gonna hate on Canelo? You know what I'm saying? Who are you gonna hate? That's what I'm saying. What is it gonna be? Which name are you gonna start setting that frantic pace to come on social media and say, "Oh man, Bud, this nobody's believing it anymore." You all had to switch up out of that. No one's believing it. No one believing that, man. You know what I'm saying? You can come on live every day, and y'all, you can set the stage however you want to, open the curtains as slow as you want to give the grand appearance. It's not working. It's not working, y'all. So as we are onlookers, content creators, you know what I'm saying, media segues, you should start putting this, on your calendar of discussions, because this fight is huge. This fight is one of the biggest, man. Like, everything is lined up correctly. Everything is right. They have big names, big fights. You know what I'm saying? That they coming off of. I mean, that they've basically fought in their career, defining fights in their career. Their records are respectable. They've been able to accomplish certain feats and achievements to be the first to ever do it. That's what we want. That's what we're talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? I love it, man. That's what we need. We need something to keep on, polishing up boxing talks instead of just deteriorating with controversial, negative, information. You know what I'm saying? Social media affliction. We need something else, man. You know what I'm saying? I know it's the lay of the land. I know sometimes it can be dreadful listening to the same shit all the time. But this fight right here, and the two names is in it, you can't help but say to yourself, you know what I'm saying? It will be a very great fight. Seriously. It would be a very great fight, man. So all I'm saying is, moving forward, this is definitely a conversation that's in good taste. You know what I'm saying? Not too shabby. And we should look at it like both fighters will benefit off this. More so Terrence Crawford. Canelo will benefit by pretty much, in his case, having Terrence Crawford on his record, undefeated, two-time undisputed, and being at the top of the hierarchy for so long, he will have that grace. He will have those bragging rights with Terrence Crawford standing across from the ring from him. And saying, yeah, he wanted to come up to weight division. Now I'm gonna prove to him why he made a mistake. That's how he can, benefit tremendously from this. And then of course, Bud Crawford benefits tenfold. His benefit is three division undisputed champion, and he has a Canelo Alvarez on his record. You know what I'm saying? His Canelo's record is 59-2, but we might as well just put a 60 up there. You know what I'm saying? We might as well say Canelo is 60-2. You know what I'm saying? So Crawford gets to step in there with Canelo that's 60-2, y'all. 60-2 now. Not just to wrap it up inside the ropes, but the amount of money that this fight is going to generate is going to be crazy. I've mentioned pay-per-views before, but this pay-per-view right now, I don't know why people, are so afraid to put that $100, tag on there like they did Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. But this fight right here, man, this fight is where they should attempt to generate that $100 tag on it. You know what I'm saying? This is the fight they should do it. If they're giving Canelo 3 fight deals, they should generate $100 for pay-per-view on this price tag, period. That's just how I feel about it, man. That's the way I feel about it. Let me get to this chat right here. And I'm going to, kind of eavesdrop on the Boxing Voice and kind of, be nosy about this meeting. This meeting. They met on Skip Mark's panel before. Them being Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and Bill Haney. I don't know who's going to show up with Shakur Stevenson. Most of the time, he show up by himself. But they say Team Stevenson, Team Haney. So I'm pretty sure it's going to get disrespectful. It's going to be contentious. Yes, sir. It's going to be some verbal jousting going on over there. Some back and forth exchanges. And they're not going to be too pleasant. Real talk. It's gonna be disrespectful. I think it's gonna be disrespectful, no matter how Bill come out the block. Bill Haney he can talk his talk in those situations. He gonna come out acting like he's trying to be the mediator. You know what I'm saying? He come out like he's trying to be the mediator, dog. But most of the time he has plans. He has ulterior motives. Shout out to let me go to the top right quick. Dan Tan in the building, man. What's good with it? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mark Nash TV in the building. I know it's killing him that they keep asking him about Bud while he's on the press tour for his biggest fight of his life. That's a fact. And that's why I keep talking about it, because I know he don't like it. I know he don't like what's standing in that door. He don't like the bud is calling him out, and he don't like people asking him questions. He say he done being stupid, but I know he want to be. Look, I know inside he want to cuss people out just like he's used to doing. He just want to cuss them out. He want to, you know what I'm saying? You know how Charlo loves to do. You know what I'm saying? He don't like being irked. That's one thing about Charlo. He does not like being irked, and it irks him. People are continuing to ask him about Bud Crawford when he's been on record as saying he ain't did nothing in my division. He ain't did nothing. He ain't did nothing. It's different. It's different. Yeah. What was that? That blah blah blah. I don't know what the fuck. But he said he had unfinished business with his stablemate. That business has been taken care of. You know what I'm saying? That business has been taken care of, dog. Don Vaughn on deck. What's good with it? Andrew said, if I was out there interviewing fighters, I would make it a point to bring up Crawford anytime I was talking to Charlo. Yeah, man, you know you're going to get that natural resistance. You know what I'm saying? That impulsive resistance that Charlo loved to give you. He loved to be overly aggressive and disrespectful. Now, all of a sudden, Canelo has him on being Mr. Nice Guy. I don't like it. Be the same with Canelo. I mean, Caleb Plant did. You know what I'm saying? Caleb Plant did. Caleb Plant got physical with Canelo. But you saw what happened to Caleb Plant. And then you come in here. Well, I know this nigga Canelo. I know he'll swing on you. I know that. I've seen it with my own eyes like everybody else. He'll swing on your ass. And look, they had to brief Charlo ahead of time. When he went into that press conference, they had to brief him. You know what I'm saying? They say, hey, listen, bro. Your brother already got slapped, got the shit slapped out of him. I don't want you to go up there and believe that you have to replay what happened with Caleb Plant, you know, and Canelo when they faced off. You don't need to build a fight like that. The fight's going to build itself just enough to do what it do. You know, if it do 250, 251, 253,000 pay-per-views, then that's what it's going to be. But look, what I'm telling you, you don't want that shit to be 85,000 pay-per-views. If you get slapped in the face for running your freaking mouth. So just think about that. Business, boxing is about business. Okay, that Mel? I got you. You know what I'm saying? So Mel's been on his good behavior, you know, standing in the presence of his boxing luminary. Yes, sir, indeed. He's been on his best behavior. You feel me? It's not that W says Charlo is busy. He's busy. You know what it is, Carlos? He's busy with Z's in that motherfucker, like goddamn bumblebees. He's busy. Come on, dude. That's whack. That's whack, man. What a rematch. Don't tell me Bud has destroyed Spence. Will to fight. Dan Tan on deck. What's good? Salute to you, bro. Dan Tan on deck. Tough glove boxing on deck, man. Salute WCS in the chat. As much as I want that fight, Jamel ain't with it. See, you're not the only one that's saying that. So y'all getting those vibes, huh? Y'all getting those vibes that Jamel Charlo just there to survive. He's being extremely nice because now he's busy. You know what I'm saying? He's busy. Yeah, I want to know how busy you're going to be when Canelo start walking you down, because yes, Canelo is going to walk you down, big dog. And he's not easy to hit. You know what I'm saying? Caleb should have told you that. You know, he's not easy to hit. You and Caleb Plant's style is different. Caleb was able to land some pretty decent shots as long as it lasted. But you and Caleb Plant's style is different, especially on the move. Caleb Plant is more natural on the move, boxing or whatever. And Jamel, you're a lot more flat-footed. That's just a fact. You're flat-footed. I don't know if it's a Texas toast over there I don't know if y'all keep a slab of beef, and then when you put on your shoes, you have a slab of beef under your feet, so you can send um um, um what they call it, that beef absorption into your feet. You know what I'm saying? To keep you from being tired. I don't know. All I know is Canelo will walk you down, and we will get to see how that plays out. And the good thing about it, you can't call for your other half as reinforcement. No, it's only going to be one Charlo. It's only going to be one Charlo, bro. So the best thing, if y'all was thinking about, going in there and fooling Canelo, is that you seen your brother in there, if he's in shape. He goes in there and get knocked out. And then you can act like you're Mar Charlo and get next up after seeing what he do to your brother. That's the only plan I can see that's beneficial to you at this point. And I'm giving you this game for free there, Jermell Charlo. No charge whatsoever. No charge whatsoever. Just like I feel that you shouldn't think too hard about Crawford. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't think too hard, because you making it seem like you're going to be up there for a rematch in December. You don't know that the games you're playing, no one's trying to play those games with you right now. They trying to make the biggest fight. No one's trying to go through the same shit they went through at 47 with carrying this shit out, carrying the negotiations out over and over again. No one's trying that. We want to get down to it. We want to set the clock at a specific time, go in there and talk about the principles of negotiation, what we need to do, boom, 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 make it happen, get down to it, and then get the ink dried. Once the ink is dry, make it official and let's get it. Nobody ain't trying to come in here and talk about I'm the A side. No, 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 nobody. You don't get it, Charlo. You didn't make this fight with Canelo. They threw you into this equation. And from what I'm hearing from the masses that is tuned in, is that they don't think you're ready. That's all. Hold on. I'm be like I said, I'm be eavesdropping. Hold on. Let me pull this up right quick. Let me pull it up, baby. Let me pull this up. Hold on for a second. They're not talking about too much right now. You know what I'm saying? So let me go on. To be honest, if I was Spence, I would take on Zoo only if he doesn't fight Bud. Okay. I like that, Carlo. Oh, yeah. I like that. It'll allow Spence to become a 2-division world champion and have a tough fight with Zoo. You know what I'm saying? Because stylistically, they match up very well. They got pretty much similar styles. In your face pressing type style. You know what I'm saying? Salute that WCS. Shout out to Jessica on deck. Salute that WCS in the chat. Salute to you. I see you. The outlaw pugilist in the building. What's good with it, bro? Salute WCS. Salute to you, man. He doesn't have the testicular fortitude. The testicular. A tongue twister. Testicular. Testicular. He don't have the balls fortitude. He doesn't. The cojones fortitude. He don't have the testicle fortitude. I get it, bro. Canelo going to demand a hydration clause to fight Crawford. Look, outlaw. It'll be points for him to have a rehydration, because at the end of the day, Bud would probably be less than 168 anyway. So it'd be stupid for him to have a rehydration clause in there. Bud, if anybody, is the one that should have a rehydration clause for Canelo. Real talk. That's who should have a rehydration clause. Bud should have it for Canelo. Seriously. WCS in the chat, do you think that Bud could make big dollars and strength legacy by beating Tim Tszyu for the WL, then win a belt at 160, then beat Canelo for undisputed, 3-strong fight, legacy 6 division? I mean, that's a nice map. That's a nice map. No, I'll take that back. That's not a map. I would say that's a nice manifesto, right? The only thing about it is that will Canelo be around long enough for him to be the last option? You know what I'm saying? I can see if he was fighting one of your options right now, and that would be Bud taking on Tim Tszyu next. Get him out the way. You know what I'm saying? Get him out the way. And then fighting somebody at 160 to become a fifth division champion. Awesome. I like it. I said Crawford should move up to 160 and fight somebody. I said that. I said Crawford should move up to 160 and fight somebody because the division don't have shit going on. So that'll make him a 4-division champion. And lastly, Canelo, you're talking about Canelo in this layout right here, this trifecta, and you're talking about 25. You're talking about we don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know if Canelo is, you know what I'm saying? We don't even know how the chips gonna fall in 2025. But I would say this, there's some mod. It would be nice though. It would be nice. But you have to think about this. Who is Canelo going to be fighting at 168 during that time? He's going to have some tough fights in between time. Bud trying to stack divisions. The Bud sitting up at 5 divisions, brother. You know what I'm saying? Zoo, and then fight somebody at 60. Yeah, 5, nice. You know what I'm saying? But he's trying to go over the top. To me, in my opinion, what it looks like to me, Bud is trying to go straight up through the stratosphere into areas uncharted in boxing. He's trying to be the first to do it. You know what I'm saying? The first at 140, the first to freaking, 47 and 4 belt. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to be the first, to sit up here and be 3 division undisputed. 3, y'all, the first male to do it. I like that layout, though. I like that manifesto, man. That right there would reap less money, right? But as far as legacy, yes, it would add a lot more to his chest plate as far as legacy goes. I agree with that. The crazy thing is he have a fight with Canelo next month, but the most talked about fight is Bud versus Charlo. That should tell him all he needs to know. Hey, Charlo is not giving me that energy. Like you gotta look at it this way, Jessica. Charlo has a lot on his mind. Seriously, I have to be honest. Like Charlo has a lot on his mind. He's about to step in there with Canelo, and no one's gonna tell me he's not nervous. He's extremely nervous going in there fighting Canelo because he's moving up 2 weight divisions. This is the guy who didn't have any intentions of moving up. Any intentions, y'all. He didn't have any intentions of moving up. That's why I'm looking at this fight like, how prepared are you mentally? How much heart do you have in this fight? Because you wasn't prepared to move up, brother. You wasn't. You was talking about, I'm going to stay at 54 and do what I do, and my brother going to stay at 60. You and your brother was acting the same. Y'all was sitting up here playing ping pong between 54 and 60. Your brother was up here complaining that Benavidez was too big for the division. He should move up to 175. You and your brother are twins, man. Y'all have the same mentality when it comes to, really accepting certain challenges right off the rip. That's why I respect, Crawford and how he went about this. Crawford was always game to step in there with Spence. The people that was looking at him as being incapable are the ones that's called the naysayers, the critics, right? The critics really didn't matter. It's just, Crawford was pretty much saying, from what I was listening to, he was like, hey, I want this. I have no problem. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna stop you. And then Errol's like, on God, on my life, you ain't gonna stop me. On my life, you ain't gonna stop me. He thought he looking at Crawford and he's like, there's no way this dude, this dude that he considers small and haven't fought nobody. There's no way he's gonna stop me. And I believe Spence truly believed that Crawford couldn't stop him. He's like, no, dude, you got it twisted. You're not gonna stop me. He told him in the last days leading up to July 29th that don't make me take my belt off. And Spence got upset with that. I ain't your fucking kid. You know what I'm saying? Take your belt off. This down. Okay. And what he do? He took his belt off in the knife. Hey, now I take that back. He probably had his belt off in the second round. You know what I'm saying? But he really swing it. He really started to swing that motherfucking strap and got down the ninth round, dog. Well, Harvey Doc said, no, this is too much. This is too much. I gotta stop the fight. Period. Ray Sanders, what's good? What's good? Salute to you on deck. What's good? WCS in the chat. Shout out to my guy, Mr. Gumbo, aka Hot Grease, in the building. Salute WCS, my big bro in the chat. You know what it is, Gumbo. You know what I'm saying? What you up to, man? Where you at, man? I know you probably, on the other side of the globe right now. How you all think Spence would do versus Canelo? Well, in all fairness, because I got to put the F word up there. In all fairness. Hold on. In all fairness. Okay, Dan? In all fairness. Respectfully. Fairness. I think he gets stopped. I think Spence gets stopped. I don't want to say I know Spence gets stopped. I believe he gets stopped. That's how I feel Spence does against Canelo. Would I mind seeing the fight? No, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind at all. If he wants to get the fight, long as it's after Crawford, cool. You know what I'm saying? Long as it's after Crawford, cool. I'd definitely like to see Crawford, get a shot at Canelo while he has the undisputed titles and really see them go to war. It'll be great, man. Adam on deck, what's good? He said it would suck to see a rematch between Crawford and Spence. I can see where you're coming from since it was extremely lopsided. You know what I'm saying? I can understand where you at with it because a lot of people are still delirious. I can understand where you at with it, Adam. That, people looking at it like, hey, check this out, man. I wasn't expecting Terrence Crawford to mete out that type of punishment. I didn't consider it to be, so heavy. Like a Q-tip on the end of an anchor. You know what I'm saying? And you're saying, let me see which is heavier. You think that Q-tip is going to hold that anchor up, and you drop it in the water, and that anchor sinks to the bottom along with the Q-tip. That's how lopsided that freaking fight was. Shout out to the OG, Mr. Golden. Salute to you. What's good with the OG? How you feeling, man? On deck. Jason on deck. What's good? W says you should open the panel a little bit more often. Your content is dope. I appreciate you. But the only reason, look, when I was supposed to open the panel, I just went through some medical shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still not there really. I'm just getting back into the groove. I haven't been able, to go full 2 hours yet. You know what I'm saying? So I just been trying to get back into my mojo and see is it consistent without certain things going on. That's where I'm at with it. And I'm definitely would try to, start opening up the panel, but I just don't want to, be up here. And when the panel get active, I'm up here sitting, quietly and not engaging with, those who on the panel. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, I'm just trying to get back in my mojo, but I appreciate you looking out, bro. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. You know, I was up there. Look, hey, I'm gonna tell you, Jason, I was out there at Walmart trying to search for that time machine. You know what I'm saying? I was searching owl to owl in that motherfucker. I was like, hey, y'all got that time machine? I heard it's up in this month. They kept telling me no. I said, nope, I believe it's here. I was trying to look for a time machine to take me back. Give me about 27, 28 years old. Just take me back. I got some unfinished business there. You know what I'm saying? 27, 28. That's all. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Just give me, that's not too much to ask. Being in your 50s, take me back about 27, 28. God damn it, boy, I do some shit different. Whew, good Lord. God damn, shouty. God, if you listening, man, that's the only wish I ask. I'm not asking for much, but once I find that time machine, I guarantee you WCS will be out of here. I will return on YouTube. I'm gonna be under a different name. I'm gonna be looking different. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be totally different, you know. Shit. Shout out to True Media Today, USA Boxing, Coach Malachi in the building. Salute to you, Coach. I will put my money on Crawford over Canelo, and that's where I'm at with it. He said, peace at peace fam WCS, peace to you. What's good? What's good? It's not too much. I thought it was supposed to be Shakur and Team Haney on there. It's just Bill talking. Where would Alvarez versus Crawford be held? What arena? Or should it be overseas, Saudi Arabia, for the big check plus pay-per-view? And I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't want that fight to be in Saudi. Even though I'm not all about going to a fighter's pockets or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? The fight will be televised, period. You know what I'm saying? But that's a good question, man. That's a good question. Where would it be held? Would this fight be big enough so that they don't have to have it in Vegas at the T-Mobile? They can have it at a stadium. They can have it. And you know what I'm saying? Look, Vegas is one of those deals where they can always have those high price tickets. You know what I'm saying? Vegas is always going to win, man. Vegas is always going to win, man. You know how many people are getting paid when they have fights out there? That is the nesting bag for the Mecca of boxing, man. Las Vegas, bro. It is not cheap to go out there. It's not cheap to go out there to NYC, the other Mecca of boxing. It's not cheap. But can they put it in a stadium? You know, do something different? Up the price point, whatever the case may be. I don't know, man. That's out of my scope. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a very good question. That's out of my scope. But if they was talking about $100 million fight, right? And we're talking about Crawford Canelo getting $50 million, and the fight was going to be held in Saudi, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind it at all. Because I'm not, you know, I'm not going to be selfish and talk about something that I can't change. I can have no influence on how much they're getting paid. I want them to get paid. You know, Canelo's already been there, done that now. But I'll be happy if Crawford was able to get that check. You know what I'm saying? You know, upwards of 40, 45, 50. You know what I'm saying? Being over there in Saudi with that type of money, that'll be great money, dog. You know what I'm saying? 40 million, you know. Canelo, you know, get the 60. You know what I'm saying? It all depends, man. Saudi will be good. Yeah. You know, make it whatever it can happen, man. Don't be cheesy with it. Don't be cheesy with it. Dan say that Charlo was starstruck. I believe so, man. I believe that somehow, some way, you know, he's absolutely he's enamored by being in the presence of Canelo Alvarez because he's a different type of dude. Canelo's a different type of dude. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? Canelo's a different type of individual. His career is different than Charlo's. Charlo understand that. And it's just certain things that when I saw him as this rah-rah type of individual, and then how calm and collective and sung Freud he was in the presence of Canelo Alvarez, I say, God damn, why don't you just goddamn take a knee and bow to your king, your lord? You know what I'm saying? See, Charlo look at Canelo like this. Canelo and his freaking black stallion and shit. Charlo believes that's cool as shit. Oh man, my God, I'm about to get rid of my vehicles and get me a horse. And this girl be like, well, where you gonna keep that at? We don't have no room for that. This ain't a neighborhood for no ranch. I'm not gonna be out there taking care of that shit. But this is what Canelo is doing. Canelo is up here proving us that he's the Mexican Lone Ranger. You know what I'm saying? He don't need no Tonto. Goddamn, Canelo's the Mexican Lone Ranger. He got full-blown stallions. Dude, what is wrong with this guy, Canelo? He's just, look, he got one hand. He's doing this with one hand, man. You can tell he has did this before. Seriously, bro, you can't make this up. You can't make it up, bro. Can't make it up. Bud need to leave them alone. No, man, Bud need to stay active. He said they stay active. They get active. Come on now. Stay active. But, you know, I look at it like this at the end of the day. He'll be 36 in September. Every move he make this point forward should be calculated. It shouldn't be no pause in the action, especially with the mindset that Bud has. In my opinion, it's all about forward motion. It's all about marching. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. It's all about marching. It's all about mission accomplishment. So if you know, we all know that he has a damn good team, and they pretty much, when they put shit in play, they prepare for that from the highest level. You know what I'm saying? He got championship coaches, trainers. They prepare for it for the highest level. So do we really want to see Spence Crawford? I told you before, I'm not going to sit up here and say I don't want to see it because it was lopsided. We need to see it again. No, come on, man. We know Charlo. Look, they fight in September, right? October, November. He said he'll want to get back in there by December. That's a very short out for recovery and get right back in the training camp to try to pick up 2 paychecks this year. That's the only thing I see Charlo trying to do. He was out over a year, and he's coming here trying to collect money in 2023. That's it. He's trying to pick up 2 paychecks, fighting the same guy, just like, you know, other fighters have been able to do. He's trying to pick up 2 paychecks in a rematch. But, you know, I don't see a rematch being warranted if you go in there and lose. It don't matter if you lose via decision or whatever. You lose, you lose. We don't want to see you in there with Canelo again. Then if you do lose, do I really want to see you come back down here and try to, you know, talk shit to Crawford and you don't have the WBO belt? No, I don't see it. But on the other hand, right, check this out. It's still salvageable for Crawford to fight Jermell Charlo at 154. It is, y'all. Because just think about it. You know, 3 belts is better than 0. 3 belts is better than 0. But you have to go in to that contractual negotiation and say it's no rematch. We're going to fight each other one time, and I'm fighting Tim Tszyu. So what that does is allow Tim Tszyu to get paid a pretty good paycheck after Crawford beat that ass. He coming there as a unified champion. Negotiations with Tim Tszyu would be fairly, very plausible. He unifies, it would have been 40, 47, and 54. He still comes out on top. He still comes out on top now. Now, let's just say, you know, those 2 fights right there. So we definitely not going to see Canelo until 2025 or something like that. But at the end of the day, it's very, very good info. It's very solid, bro. Very solid. I like the I like the itinerary that Samad put out there earlier. You know what I'm saying? And packing on the divisions. Even though Tim Tszyu is not a big name for Crawford, still, it would be his 4th division. And then if he fights somebody else at 60, that'll be his 5th division. It still looks heavy, y'all. He's already a Hall of Famer. So everything he's doing right now, all he's doing is just adding diamonds. That's all. He's just adding more diamonds for decoration to his freaking legacy. That's all he's doing. It'll look good though. Bud the Real Boogeyman. I agree. Jamel is not that flat-footed, family. Yeah, he flat-footed. Look, just because he can move and box off the back foot because he's forced to, he's flat-footed now. You know what I'm saying? The male, in my opinion, is more flat-footed than Maul. In my opinion. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, he is. But your opinion is respected. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dr. Paul on deck. What's good with it? Shout out Golden. Shout out Coach. Dirty Red, the boxing head. What's good with it? On deck. He said, no rehydration. I mean, no rehydration clause. I don't want to hear excuses. Well, definitely Crawford ain't gonna have to rehydrate going up 2 weight divisions. You know what I'm saying? The only one that should have a rehydration clause is Canelo. You know what I'm saying? So he won't come in there like he's fighting cruiserweight. And that'll be to his detriment anyway. If Canelo come over extremely heavy and be slow, you know what I'm saying? Male Charlo will potentially have pretty, some areas of their some areas in that fight where he's able to move. It's all about if he's sticking and moving or not. You know what I'm saying? He's able to get in, get out. Somewhat like I said, Caleb Plant. You know what I'm saying? Stay on the bicycle, box. Long as your cardio is there. You know what I'm saying? Jamel has shown that he has cardio. You know what I'm saying? He's shown he has cardio now. But he's never been in there with a forward come forward pressure fighter like Canelo, who methodically, break you down and land those tough body shots and punch you in the areas that you're asking yourself, why is he punching me in those areas? What is that for? And then you find out you can barely lift your hands and shit. You know what I'm saying? You trying to call Harvey Doc. Harvey, can you help me lift this up? I'm about to punch him with the left. Okay, I'll give you a count. 3, 2, 1. Get up, Mel. 2. I got over here a little late, buddy. I'm sorry. 3. Mel, get up to my Harvey. I told you to help me out. You got over here late, Nate. You got me knocked out, Nate. I hate you, Nate. You got me knocked out, man. You got Diddy James looking crazy over there, man. God damn. My only hope, I told you back there, look out for me. Spence was already on the canvas, man. I wasn't trying to go on the canvas either. I told you that. Backstage, I told you that. God damn it. We're going to have a talk after this for real. Me and you in the bathroom, man. We're going to have to talk about this with our hands. Outlaw say Spence fans ridicule Bud for fighting Avanesian. I say Spence should take a tune-up to see if he can beat Avanesian. Nah, I know for a fact that's not going to happen. I'm not saying it's not a bad idea. You know what I mean? It's not a bad idea to mix it up. A common opponent. Hell, Bud fought 2 of his common opponents. You know what I'm saying? Fight one of Crawford's common opponents. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't fight yourself. You know what I'm saying? So fight a common opponent of Crawford now. You know what I'm saying? Fight David Avanesian. Hey, I'm down with that, but it's no need to fight David Avanesian unless he's at 154. You feel me? Unless he's at 154, because Spence has made it perfectly clear that he will be moving up to 154. Though that is, a bit funny to talk about, lighthearted. Hey, hold on for a second. I thought Shakur was coming on there, man. I thought Shakur Stevenson was coming on there. King 47 on deck. Mean Machine and Avanesian both would stop Spence. Man, you got people coming out the shadows, dog. They saying Mean Machine into the equation. Oh, wait. Mean Machine will be a tough fight now. He come in the fight. He's still at 47. But once again, people, you have to understand, Spence is planning on moving up to 154. Mean Machine and Avanesian at 47. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about Crawford fighting them. You're talking about Spence fighting them. Spence is moving up. Because check this out, 47. We don't want to hear no more excuses, just like Red just mentioned. We don't want to hear the freaking excuses, man. Oh, man, y'all kept Spence down there for a freaking Igis Kavalauskas fight, man. After he said that he was freaking weight trained. Nah, we don't want to hear that excuse, bro. We want this man to move up to 54, period. Both guys will also give Porter, Danny, and Thurman work. People talk like the PBC guys with NBA, and Bud be G League fighters. Well, that's exactly what they thought, though. I don't know if they considered all of them to be G League myself. I think some of them considered them to be YMCA. You know what I'm saying? For real, man. They was like looking at Crawford's resume like it was, paper that you keep in your desk when you was coming up through school, and you keep opening it up because it has some important work, and then you put it back away in the backpack all balled up and shit. They thought his freaking resume was absolutely absent of any value, bro. Like it was total trash, man. You know what I'm saying? Total trash. And then, they went in there with the mentality. The coach and the fighter went into the ring with that mentality to say, Bud hasn't fought anybody. His competition wasn't nobody. Regardless of him having 10 straight knockouts, who cares? He ain't fought nobody. You know what I'm saying? And then they had the mentality that Kenny Porter stopped the fight with Sean Porter, who they believe had 2 feet out on retirement. So at the end of the day, man, they really went in there with the belief that this man was nothing. But we all found out that was the biggest mistake of your boxing life. And you say, I don't know what Avanesian. I don't know about Avanesian. But Mean Machine is a better fighter than he gets credit for. Yes, sir. I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. Yes, sir. We agree on that. Virgil and Boots will stop Spence. Man, 47 come over here being absolutely disrespectful. How dare you do that? And we're not even totally out of the month of August yet. He said Virgil and Boots would stop Spence, dog. There's a reason Pacquiao fight didn't happen, and why he didn't want to fight Thurman. No champion moves like that. Hearing those words is a bit stifling. I'll tell you, it is. It makes you just want to just hold up, pause, inhale, exhale, and really reflect on some shit. Seriously. Now, the fighter that people consider the boogeyman, the eye collector, the rib collector, have boxing enthusiasts saying that Virgil Boots with SOT Spence. STOP Spence. Boy, I swear to you, boy, the ebbs and flows, boy, they being disrespectful. They absolutely being disrespectful for real. You hear that, Spence? You hear that? Spence, did you hear that? He said Virgil and Boots will stop you, Spence. He said he flicked him with the belt in a second just to let him know. Let Spence know. You know what I'm saying? He just flicked him with the belt, man, like a wet towel back in the day. Pop! You know what I'm saying? Hey, damn, dog. He took his belt off on him. Andrew Charles with the shots Ebenezer was throwing at Bud. If those land on Spence, he's going to sleep. It'll be a good fight, man. You know, I know. Mean Machine has been in some tough fights. He was in that fight with Virgil Ortiz. You know, he still put on a good. He still gave a valiant effort, though. Real talk. I think he's a worthy opponent. I don't know why Bud don't get any credit for stopping the dude. All they do, they try to reach to that fight just like they do Gamboa. Both of those fights had knockdowns, but the only ones they highlight is when Bud Crawford was punched by one of them. That's it. It's almost like they're sea blind. What they see, they're blind to what they actually, process and catalog in the mid part of their brain, archive for later, recall memory. You know what I'm saying? They act like it doesn't exist, y'all, and it does. You seen the shit happen. They seen it happen, yo. I believe Bud would beat the hell out of Jamel, and he knows it. Hey, man, I got Bud all day going in there with Jamel Charlo all day. You know what I'm saying? All day. Because it's somewhat similar to Tony Harrison. Tony Harrison was boxing and moving. But seriously, I think, it will come down to, someone has to pull that kill switch out of Bud. Spence didn't pull the kill switch out of him. So I'm eager to see, if that scenario did play out. I'm eager to see how Jamel Charlo handles the distance, how Crawford gauges distance, how he's very punctual with countering, his speed, his power, you know what I'm saying? His boxing IQ. I believe Bud Crawford has a higher boxing IQ than Jamel Charlo. And what makes this potential even greater between him and Canelo Alvarez is boxing IQ. It's boxing IQ. I mean, that's what makes it extremely interesting, y'all. Yeah, Mean Machine. Yeah, Mean Machine and Avenesian. Avenesian is you're on the edge. You got that dust on the edge. The rocks is falling off the cliff. You're on the edge when you're saying Avenesian now. Because Avenesian, bro, you have to look at it. He was stopped in the 6th round flatline. Arrow wasn't flatlined. Though he was on the canvas, he did collect frequent fly miles going to the canvas during that fight. He did. He had some frequent fly miles that he probably used when he went to Spain after the fight. I'm just saying. But I would say Mean Machine. Y'all hold on for a second. All right, we back. Since Bud got to wait on the winner of Canelo, there's really no other fight I want to see him take besides the rematch running at 154. Okay, I can respect that. This is a fight, you know, I'm talking about Crawford and Spence. I'm not against it at all because, like I said, the aerosexuals are still out here, you know what I'm saying, lost. You know what I'm saying? It's just like they was on that flocka. They walking around here leaning all the way back, man. They never been the same since that dang July 29th date. So what better rehabilitation is to bring them back to the scene of the crime again for a second homicide? You know what I'm saying? What better teaching method is to show them again, but in different fashion? You know what I'm saying? Because they believe that it was something going on. They had all these umpteen amount of excuses. You know what I'm saying? But look, what's better than showing them again what happened the first time and allowing them to see it a second time? Come on now. Come on now. They should have thicker skin by the time that fight happened. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest with ourselves. Near the end of the year, most of them will probably be on that yak. It's a holiday season. They probably on the yak. Why not? Let them see it during the holiday season. You know what I'm saying? Kids probably not going to get any presents. You know what I'm saying? They're going to say, hey, you know what? I was going to get you some this year, but I still haven't recovered from that bet I lost July 29th. Oh, God. But what can I say? I can assure you that I will make it up to you. But unfortunately, we do not have any money to get y'all any presents this year, and we're absolutely flabbergasted that we lost that amount of money. We thought for sure Spence was going to win that fight. please don't hate us for it, please, man. You know what I'm saying? And you ask us before what happened, you know, to the rims we used to have on the car. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I never thought I'd be riding around with 4 donuts from the junkyard that, yeah, we sold the rims to make sure we can go to the freaking, you know, fight to try to get that done. That's all. But we will make it up to you, okay? We love you. Samar would beat Spence. Samar Thurman would beat Spence. Whatever you want to call it. EJ said he didn't want to give him a chance. What did Haney do with Lomachenko, who he believed ducked him with franchise belt? Well, for Haney, that was kind of a different equation. You know what I'm saying? He was at the end of the road. He was supposed to like Cambosis in the first place. So it was probably some table talks and handshakes behind this scene, right? That yes, Devin makes it out of the Aussie double. He's going to fight Lomachenko. Bob Arum made sure that was going to be the fight. You know what I'm saying? They could have aborted mission, from my understanding, but you know, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know, and people need to. Hey, King 47. He didn't duck Devin for no franchise belt. First of all, they wasn't mandated. Devin wasn't mandated to fight Lomachenko. If you look at the tournament and how it's supposed to play out, it crumbled. You know what I'm saying? The smartest one out of that whole entire WBC facade, that tournament that ended up crumbling in the shambles, was Teofimo Lopez, who went the IBF route and fought Masayoshi Nakatani for a title eliminator. What Devin Haney did over there at the WBC was stay over there and fight for an interim title. It was already put out there that the winner between Devin Haney and I think it was Zaul Abdullayev, I believe, they wasn't going to fight Lomachenko because the fight that was being made behind the scenes was Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez, not Devin Haney. So that is not what you think it is. One day at a time, WCS, it will come. No doubt, man. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Understood. It's definitely, it can't be no other day. Shit, for real. Ooh. Jesus Christ, man. But it happens. It happens. I seriously doubt Shakur is going to show up to talk the bill. Why would he do that? He did it last time. He did it on Skip Mark's panel. They did it. You know what I'm saying? But I thought, if he did do it, it's for naught. Real talk. It really makes no sense, to be honest, because he's not fighting Shakur Stevenson next. You know what I'm saying? He's not doing it. I mean, they already believe that Regis Progress is a bigger name than Shakur Stevenson, even though Shakur Stevenson did more than Regis in his career. Regis is a 2-time champion at 140, and Shakur Stevenson is a 2-weight world champion. You know what I'm saying? 3-time world champion. I'm not agreeing with you. Just laughing hard as hell because these aerosexuals didn't get on his neck for ducking Thurman. When you talk about Errol Spence ducking Thurman, people don't look at it as him ducking Thurman. The reason why Thurman doesn't get that therapeutic exemption to say that, Errol Spence was ducking him, because pretty much when he was unified champion as Ahmad, he didn't fight Errol Spence. He had the WBC and the WBA title, and he did not fight Errol Spence. He just walked away. He knew he had injuries or whatever. He didn't entertain it. So when people look at Errol Spence calling him out, and it didn't happen, and then Keith Thurman going on a hiatus and having one belt removed and then losing the other belt, WBA, against Manny Pacquiao, it comes down to when he tried to return and think he's going to slide in there, the first thing going to come to mind when it's Spence is what? When I was calling you out, you didn't want to have anything to do with me. It's kind of the same for Crawford too. Spence told Crawford get a belt. He went and got the belt, and then Spence took the easy route. I mean, the spaghetti. You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with noodles, this is noodles media. You know what I'm saying? This has nothing to do with the triangle theory. Like somebody was talking about, this is spaghetti, yo. This is crocheting with spaghetti. Seriously. This boxing shit is messy. Very saucy. What you want with sauce? Noodles. So when you're talking about all this shit, I mean, all the goddamn the collusion and freaking, I mean, shit everywhere. It can get very, very messy, man. It can get very messy following the entire story on how this whole buildup fulminated. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy how that shit worked, man. And look, it's no place to have an intervention on this boxing media rather. There's no way to have an intervention. So the shit keep on reciprocating all the time. It keeps getting worse and worse and worse, man. Haney felt Loma ducked him, but he still fought him and gave him an undisputed shot because he wanted to punish him for ducking. That's how I wanted to see a fighter move. Okay, I can understand what you're saying in your perspective, right? But let me provide you with my perspective. The way I looked at it, bro, Haney, you can say what you want, but boxing is a business. The business part of lightweight at the time was Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez. Even though Teo had one belt just like Haney, bro, they had other communication going on for that fight to happen. You know what I'm saying? For undisputed. You know what I'm saying? They wanted that fight to happen. I know people are going to say, well, they wasn't undisputed because Devin had. Listen, bro. Devin was not next in line for Lomachenko. He can feel the way he feels, but deep down inside, I guarantee he don't feel the way you feel. If you go back to Barbershop Conversation and had Rick Glaser on there, Rick Glaser made it perfectly clear with Bill Haney on the panel that you talked to that guy in New York and you all made an agreement. Bill Haney did not one time dispute it. He did not one time dispute what Rick Glaser told him to his face on Barbershop Conversation. Freaking live stream. It's still up. He did not dispute it. So that from here forward, The people need to go over here and watch that so they can stop saying that Lomachenko ducked Devin. No, it was a business decision that Mauricio Suleiman had no problem implementing for freaking Lomachenko, knowing that they would had plans to fight Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo had to beat Masayoshi Nakatani, Richard Comey, and then he was good to fight Vasil Lomachenko, and he did. That's exactly what he did. He got it out the way. But when it comes to Devin Haney giving Lomachenko a shot, he had no choice. Vacate or relate. He had to relate to the obvious. He was going to fight Lomachenko because Lomachenko was originally the one that George Kambosos wanted to fight, but he had to go over there and go to combat, man. Bill Haney loved wine. Bill and Devin love to wine. Goddamn, I don't care if he's undisputed. It's a wine session every time you hear anything from them. This is a new era. Hey, man, I know you're gonna have your opinion, Andrew. I don't have nothing to go. Hey, I don't have nothing to say about it, man. You know what I'm saying? This shit right here, I've seen before. I've been in these YouTube streets a long time, man. Like I've seen this. I seen them go. When he had a fight with Gamboa November 7th, right? You know, he was going back and forth with Gary Russell. I mean, I've seen this. I've seen this before. They was going back and forth, man. And then Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, when Teo had the belts, back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Still didn't get the fight. You know what I'm saying? Still didn't get the fight. What's the point? And now him and somebody who I guess who they consider the friend or whatever is exposing video of him, talking about if it's too hot. Like Shaw News said, seems like he was copying a plea. Well, guess what? Now he's going at somebody else. Not to mention, I just cold smooth skip over how they was going at Gervonta Davis. They have a common theme. Who are they stepping in the ring with, all these people? Did they step in there with Gary Russell? Did they step in there with Teofimo Lopez yet? Did they step in there with Gervonta Davis? Are they going to step in there with Shakur Stevenson? This is just drama over again, bro. Are you going to fight any of these guys? That's the biggest question. Shout out to Edwin on deck, man. Canelo's a duck. The Saudi money is endless. Neymar, the soccer star, is earning $2.6 million per week. Ooh, god damn. Jesus Christ. I like him too, man. I like him. Them soccer players, they in a tough sport. People don't look at how tough that shit is. But they get some serious injuries in there, man. Real talk. But damn, that's some good money. God damn. It's about to be the end game now. He finna be 36. I don't know what the end game is for a 36-year-old fighter who's been fighting once a year, for the last 2 years. What's the end game for somebody who take care of their body? What's the end game? We've seen that not to be true. Just ask Archie Moore. You know what I'm saying? But ain't fighting Boots. Bud ain't fighting. Okay, Bud ain't fighting Boots. Bud ain't fighting Zoo. Whoever wins the male Nello fight better be ready for an Omaha beatdown on deck. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the people looking at it a little bit in this lens that, and by the way, Errol Spence is not going to say anything today. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm just going to say it. Spence update, he's not saying anything about this fight today. That doesn't mean that he hasn't mentioned anything about it behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? But you have to look at it that when they have, the YTC on alert like this, you have to look at how you know, how desperate that looks. Like people be eager to be the first to report something that's general out in the general public. They're waiting on Spence to report the rematch, and the rematch is not going to be to December. So if they report the rematch, what's the tone's going to be? What's the tone? What are you going to talk about? Loaded gloves, snack program, weight drain? Are you going to talk about the same shit that happened already? What is there to talk about with him accepting the rematch? The only thing you can possibly talk about is prognosticating what could potentially happen in December. If you're not willing to do that, then what you're saying is just going to be, old, stale information as always, just for banter, just to hear yourself freaking talk. Canelo may have a strong care. Canelo may have a strong core while riding that horse, but a fight is a fight. Canelo's supposed to be fighting a lion. Hey, man, he riding that motherfucking big ass stallion. That ain't easy, dog. That ain't easy. Shout out to Surf Senior, man. Cooking with Surf Senior on deck. You lose. Sucks for you. W says I'm speaking it into existence. Alvarez versus Crawford in the A at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Black Hollywood for the culture. A new Black Wall Street. Mexican black fan base. Heavy in the A. Samar, I know you want to speak that into existence. Like a lot of, it's a lot of people down here that has high hopes, big dreams, dog. I just don't think that's a dream that I'm gonna fly a kite, in the city and say, "Hey, we getting this far." I don't think we're ready for a fight of that magnitude down here. I don't think ATL is ready. If they was to put that fight in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, this city would be. I ain't gonna lie, it'll be lit, bro. It'll be lit. It will be lit, man. But just the point of them blessing ATL with the fight like that at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, it would take an act of God. Seriously, it'll take an act of God for us to bring Crawford. You know what I'm saying? To bring Crawford and Canelo Alvarez down here to the A. And we're talking about no history. Like, when has Crawford fought down here in the A? When has Canelo fought down here in the A? So, man, that would take an act of God. It would take an act of the boxing gods, and the gods over the boxing gods. It would take a whole lot of gods for that fight to go down at Mercedes-Benz. Man, that shit would be epic. I ain't gonna lie. And that ain't gonna, hey, that'll be epic there, Samar. I ain't gonna lie. That'll be epic, bro. The Lion is not king of the jungle. All right. Boost fans don't understand that. Hey, man, they love talking about the lions because the way they look. Don't y'all understand that? The lioness is the one that goes out and hunt the food, and then the lion come over there and eat. And then they go right back to where they were and they go to sleep. But that doesn't mean a lion won't fuck you up. A lion will go up there and goddamn fuck some animals up. I ain't gonna lie. They will. But also, you get enough goddamn buffalo out that bitch and get a lion that gets too close, they will fuck that lion up, dog. So if a buffalo, a wild buffalo can goddamn fuck a lion up, he's not the king of the jungle, dog. When have you seen a silverback fight a lion? When have you seen a lion defeat a silverback gorilla? You know what I'm saying? When have you seen that, bro? Tim Tszyu does nothing for Bud unless Australia puts up a bag. Bud needs true legacy defining fights. I agree, 47. Real talk. I agree. He does need just legacy defining fights moving forward. He does. I agree. That's why I'm not on board with hyping up, which I thought is a good manifesto, though. I ain't gonna lie. It's a good manifesto to build up his divisions if he's unable to get the Canelo fight. Build up his divisions, pick up another division, pick up a fourth one, pick up a fifth one. You know what I'm saying? That still makes you look good. But ultimately, he really doesn't have to do that. He's going for the bag. He's going for the legacy with the bag. Man, P said Crawford finished 10, max 5 rounds. No, I don't think Tim Tszyu get finished in 5 rounds. I don't think he get finished in 5 rounds. I think he go even, I think he even go around 7 to 8. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? I think he goes in 7 to 8. Seriously. Because it all depends. I ain't gonna lie. Let me back up a little bit. It all depends. Because you might not be totally off the mark. You know what I'm saying? Because why? Because Tim Tszyu does have a habit of coming in through the front door and staying right there in front of you. And we've seen how punctual Crawford is with his counter punching, his counter exchange. So it will be detrimental for Tim Tszyu to stay right there, like he's had success with Terrell Goucher. You know what I'm saying? Tony Harrison. You know what I'm saying? It'd be very detrimental for him to do that with Crawford. So, hey, if he chose that right out the gate, you might be on to something. You know what I'm saying? You might be on to something, man. Tim been dropped by unknowns. He has a suspect chin. Bud will stop him. Yeah, he has been dropped. Absolutely. No doubt about it. No argument there. No argument there. But they say the same thing about Bud. I know they're two different fighters, two different oppositions. I get it. But you have to look at the way they seeing it. They felt that Bud was dropped by supposedly garbage, nobodies, has-beens, tomato cans. They felt Gamboa at the time that was a hitter. They felt like him dropping Crawford was any and everything that they ever seen in that fight. They didn't see the multiple knockdowns from Crawford. You know what I'm saying? And then the same with Mean Machine. They don't brag about how Crawford stopped his ass. All they talk about, oh man, he's chinny. He got hurt by Igor Kavalauskas. He don't have a chin. He's chinny. How did that work out for you July 29th, dog? Oh my God, that shit was hilarious. There was a time when Maul was the better fighter of the two. Yeah. But look, people have to understand about boxing, man. People have to understand about boxing. Boxing is a tough sport. These guys get hit in the head. I mentioned this on my live before, right? How boxers have domestic issues. You know what I'm saying? I want to basically put this out there. Gervonta Davis dismissed the possibility of moving up to fight Terrence Crawford. He said, Gervonta goes on to say, nah, it was just some talking on some Twitter back and forth. I was joking around, but you know how people be. I'm the face of boxing, so they make a big deal out of it. He better get back in the ring soon, man. Because, that's one of my fighters, though. But, dude, you was going to be in for a short one, going up there thinking you was going to then have an easy night with Crawford. Crawford might get DQ if he TKO Canelo. No, they really can't DQ him unless it's a reason to DQ him. You know what I'm saying? Now, it can be some politics that play a role in the fight of that magnitude. But why? Why would they play in not in favor of Crawford? Because a lot of people don't believe Crawford can go in there and beat Canelo. A lot of them don't have that. They don't think that is possible. The only common opponent I'll even entertain, Spence fighting just as a thought experiment would be Kavalauskas. We are well past that, though. I agree. Make Spence versus Benavidez at 154. Crawford toughest test. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind that fight at all. Bro. Karate Body, what's good? I don't mind that fight at all. At 54, yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. No doubt. Definitely not Danny Garcia. We don't need to see that because he pretty much laid down for his friend and took that ass whooping. Spence said Jose has one leg and he beat him up in sparring before Bud. But look, in the ring is in the ring. You know what I'm saying? If he beat him up in sparring, cool. But guess what? Just like they used to talk that shit about Benavidez having one leg, well, Spence has been through a car accident right now. So you're talking about an accident versus accident. You know, both of the situations have, affected these guys in their life. Benavidez and Spence. So I think the fight will be goddamn even going in there. Real talk. Regardless if he, him saying he beat him up before the accident, that was before the accident. Seriously, that was before accident. So style for style, they match up very well at this point in their career. You know what I'm saying? Both flat-footed fighters. They match up well. Crawford beat Canelo. Absolutely. I think Crawford can beat Bivol, which is greater test. No, you're pushing it. You're just pushing it. That's when weight classes, man, come on, bro. Stop doing that. Stop. Now you're just going above and out of bounds, bro. Come on now. Bivol. One thing about Bivol, he can box. Bivol can box. And I've seen him beat up, damn near annihilate freaking Gilberto Ramirez, a.k.a. Zerto. So that'll be a tough fight. A very tough fight for Crawford. I'm not co-signing on that shit you just said. Hell no. Spence didn't fight Jeff Horn because he thought he was going to get stopped by him. Well, he said he was fooled there, Jamal. And shout out to Jamal Neasy on deck. What's good with it, Neasy? He felt that he was fooled. You know what I'm saying? Didn't he say that? He said he was fooled. Until Crawford beat him, he ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? Until Crawford beat him, he ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? He said he was fooled, but he didn't fight him. Bud let up. He won't rematch. I can't lie. I'm happy these Spence fans lost money. Shout out to Karate Body in the building. But y'all, I got to bounce, man. I'm at an hour 30. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everyone that pulled up. You know what I'm saying? I definitely got to bounce. But it's been a pleasure as always. We'll do it again. Like I said before, I got to work my time back up. And appreciate everyone, for pulling up. Of course, big shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-Side official. You already know. We should do it again tomorrow, sooner or later. You know what I'm talking about? Until next time, man, y'all hit the like button, share the content, sub to the channel if you just eavesdropping the window shopping. You know what I'm saying? That's a new one for me. You know what I'm saying? Eavesdropping and window shopping. You know what I'm saying? And just continue to support the grind. I'm out.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss. Now you counting stars, should've practiced more. Should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.